Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Anime One back with another video, and today we're going to be discussing what if Naruto is banished, the Mooneye story, the part 4 of the story. So if you guys like this chapter, please like the video, and if you want to see more to the story, please subscribe to the channel as well. So let's begin the video. What do you mean you're in his debt? Zabuza. Chojuro asked. Zabuza closed his eyes as he remembered those memories. The memories of when he was saved by that brat. It happened all 4 years ago when I left the village to gather allies and also search for the brat because I heard that he was banished from his village. But in that time I had no luck finding him. It had been 6 months and I had gathered some allies, and within them one of them was Kiyome, my wife, and we both were captured. Mist Village and Kumo had made some kind of deal that they would capture their respective missing ninjas. I from Mist Village and Kiyome from the Cloud. And once we were captured, it was bad. We were going to probably gonna get executed. And soon, the brat came. Zabuza said as he remembered those memories. Flashback. Zabuza and Kiyomi were getting dragged and away because their hands were cuffed and they had chakra suppression seals on them. In front of them were 2 ninjas from each of the village. Yujito Ni, the two-tailed Jinchuriki, and son of the Tsuchikage. He was a man 6 feet tall, and he had quite a build of his body. They both tried to fend them off, but they were at a severe disadvantage of number, and they lost. And right now, they're going back to the respective villages and probably gonna get executed for leaving their village. Zabuza looked to his right to see the woman that he loved. He hadn't confessed to her, or he wasn't even sure that she loved him back, but he needed to save her. Even if he died, he wouldn't let her die as well. He had to think of something, but what could he do? He was useless right now. Without his chakra, he was completely useless. As the hope was almost gone, figure spoke. Hey, it's been a long time, Zabuza. They all looked up. Yugito and Ku, the son of the third Tsuchikage, looked up to see a blonde boy sitting in a tree branch with his hair and his black cloak flowing in the air. He was wearing a black vest and cream color Anbu pants. Blonde bangs were framing his face. It made him look almost like the Yandaime Hokage, but they shrugged. There's no way that the fourth was alive. Who are you? Yujito asked. Naruto looked at her. Your name is Yujito Ni, the Jinchuriki of the Two Tails, if I'm correct, Naruto said. Yujito narrowed his eyes at the boy. It was no secret that she was the Jinchuriki, but no stranger would know that information. If you know that information, you must be from one of the great villages, Ku said, narrowing his eyes at the boy as well. Naruto shrugged. Well, no, I'm not. You see, I'm a banished ninja, so I'm not from any village, but I would suggest you let those 2 go. Naruto said as both Yugito and Ku smirked. And what gives you the idea that we will do that? It's our mission to bring them back for the justice, they said. Naruto looked at them with an impassive gaze. Is that so? Then I guess we don't have any option. I guess I'll just have to free them by force, Naruto said, jumping down and kicking one of the people that was trying to stab him. He looked at the others. Come, I don't have all day for this. The others ninja rushed at him, but to Naruto's surprise, They were all at least Anbu level. Shit, I never imagined these were all Anbu levels. I may have to use the Kyuubi's chakra, Naruto thought, as the chakra surrounded him. He looked all around and saw the people were surrounding him. He made a cross hand sign. Shadow clone jutsu, Naruto said, as several shadow clones formed and started engaging their enemy. But it was for none. Naruto's shadow clone quickly got overwhelmed. Naruto went through hand signs. Wind style. Gale palm, Naruto said, as he struck one of the Jonins in the stomach, sending him flying. But as soon as he did that, he was struck by another lightning jutsu by one of the Kumo ninjas. Naruto screamed out in pain as he fell to his knees. Damn it, 6 months of training and I'm still not Jonin level. Naruto thought, Brat, you will need my power if you want to defeat them. Naruto heard the Kyuubi's voice. I'm already using your power, damn it. I already have two tails behind me. Can't you see that? Naruto said. The Kyuubi shrugged. Well, it'll be bad if we both get killed, so why don't you make a proposition for them? Kyuubi's heard. Naruto heard the Kyuubi's voice. Naruto looked at the Yugito. I would rather die than do that. I don't trust people anymore. You know that better than anyone else. Kurama, Naruto said. The Kyuubi, now also known as the Kurama, sighed. That pride of yours will get in your way one day, he said. Yurito was surprised when the boy had that familiar red chakra around him. He is a Jinchuriki, she thought. Now she was having second thoughts about killing the boy. All Jinchuriki were supposed to stay together, like brethren, but due to their village's loyalty, that was not an option. But Ku, on the other hand, was not that generous. He rushed at Naruto. Before Naruto could speak anything, he went through hand signs. Fire style. Dragon Flame Jutsu, he said, as he spewed out a huge fireball going towards Naruto. Naruto was weak. His body was mostly paralyzed by the lightning style jutsu, so he couldn't do anything. He tried to jump out of the way, but it was to none. He screamed out in pain as the fireball made contact. Due to the Kyuubi's chakra, he was not hurt, but he was knocked out cold. The other smirked. Please, don't kill him, Yugito said. They all looked at her. Why not? Ku said. Because just don't kill him, she said. Ku sighed. If that's what you wish, let's go. We don't have any time. Zabuza looked at the kid. He was certainly stronger than what he had been in the bridge, but right now he was completely outnumbered. Dark, but yet calm and ominous presence surrounded that area. All of the ninjas stopped in their tracks. They looked back to see Naruto standing in his feet, his hair shadowing his eyes. The other ninjas stepped back in slight fear, but as soon as the chakra was there, it was gone. They looked at each other. Yup, they definitely needed to kill the boy. Before Yuzitoku said anything that would convince the ninja from stopping killing the boy, they rushed forward, but before they could do anything, the ninja's head was sliced in half. He dropped dead as blood spattered everywhere. He looked around. Yugito widened her eyes. She didn't even see what the hell happened. Then, something unexpected happened. The other ninja, which was trying to rush towards Naruto, he felt a hand in his shoulder. No. It's been a long time since I've came out. That Kushina sealed me away. That wretched woman, she really thought that the seal could hold me back forever. Now, since I am out, why don't we have a little fun? I don't want the king to die yet, he said, as in a flash, almost all the Jonin ninjas were dead. Either their body sliced in half, or the head's completely gone. Yugito looked. This was not real. Just what the hell was that speed? No, that couldn't be speed. All she saw was a silver flicker going on. Naruto lifted his head up to show one of his eyes closed and his left eye opened. See an eye that was silver and glowing. It was like the moon, the eye that represented the moon. Huh. You, I presume, are the leader of this group, Naruto said with a sadistic grin on his face. Yup, he was out and he was gonna slaughter everyone. Yugito nodded. She was a proudful kunoichi. She would not give up. But before she could say anything, Naruto appeared beside Ku. You will only get in the way of the chit-chat. Why don't you drop dead? Naruto said, and before Ku could do anything, there was a kunai right through his heart. He dropped dead. Yugito looked. Just how did you do that? How are you so fast? She said. Naruto's single silver eye looked at her. That beast inside you can inform about this eye to you, can't she? Naruto said. Yugito heard a voice in her head. She was ignoring the Nibi since Nibi was mostly a troll to her, saying sexual content and stuff, but this time she could hear that she was serious. Kitten, run. You cannot win this match, she said. Yugito was rather shocked. Both her and the Nibi were rather prideful, but she never heard the Nibi just telling her to run like that. Why should I run? It's my mission, and I'll complete it no matter what, Yugito said. No, you don't understand. That eye is the single reason why the entire Uzumaki clan was wiped out. Don't you get it? Nibi screamed, trying to convince her host to leave and save her own life. The Uzumaki clan was wiped out because it was the tribe of an emperor, wasn't it? Yugito asked. Nibi nodded. Yes, that was one of the reasons, but the main reason was because the world feared that he was even more powerful than the Sharingan could ever hope to be. That I never knew a name for it, but the eye that looks like the moon was the eye of the emperor, the leader of the Uzumaki clan. He was so powerful that not even armies could stand up to him. And as you know, in that assault, the second Tsuchikage and the second Mizukage also died. It was the day when all three of the Kages died of this respective village that attacked Uzukagure. Nibi said. He's as strong as you say he is. We have to complete this mission and kill him right here and right now before he becomes a trouble to Kuma in the future, she said. Nibi sighed. If the boy didn't have full control over the eye, they maybe had a chance. Very well, but only fight him if needed, the Nibi said. Yugito nodded. Naruto looked at the three men that were still alive. Two of them were from Eva and one was from Kumo. The people who came from the Mist Village were dead. Well, since you're all alive, I suggest you just see a spectacular match unfold. Just by a glance, I can tell that she has full control over Biju. This might be a good warm-up match for the future, until the king learns how to control this power, Naruto said, as he cracked his neck. Two Tails, oh sorry, Nibi. Oh, I'm sorry again. Yugito, let's make a deal, shall we? Naruto said. Yugito looked at Naruto. What kind of deal are you talking about? Naruto smirked. It's simple. If you can harm me or make me bleed, you get to win. And you can take these two with you. Zabuza and that pretty lady over there. They're both yours. I'm not upset. But if I win, they're both mine and you will not come after me or them. And if possible, don't tell the Raikage about this eye. But if you can hold your tongue, I guess it wouldn't hurt. If feeling this presence of mine, I'm pretty sure he will come to save the boy. Naruto said, as a smirked. No, a grin, a sadistic grin, appeared on his face. So how about it? Wanna go at it? He said. Yugito smirked. It was only to harm him, so she only had to make him bleed. A small scratch would count. So she said, with a confident tone, very well, you have yourself a deal, he said. But before Yugito could blink, there was a punch right in her stomach. She coughed out blood. Huh, is this the strength of the two tails? I'm disappointed, Naruto said, as he grabbed her by her hand and kicked her, sending her flying. But before Yugito could recover, Naruto appeared right in front of her. Is that all you've got? Two tails? Naruto said, with a laughter as he was enjoying himself. Yugito looked up. The power behind those attacks. But I won't give up. Not yet. Not yet, Yugito said as she formed blue flames in her hand, but before she could release it, Naruto appeared behind her in the midair. Grin still plastered on his face. Let's see now, he said as he punched her down. Then, before she could even fall down to the ground, he grabbed her by her face and stomped her down to the ground. It was night time as he looked up. Moonlight illumination. Good. It makes it easier to see how pathetic you really are, Naruto said, as he went closer to her and picked her up by her collar. The difference in strength. I knew it would be from there from the beginning, but this much, she thought. Can't you entertain me anymore, or is that all Kumo's got? Naruto whispered in her ear. That was it for Yugito. Blue flames erupted everywhere as Naruto had to jump back. He smirked. Now, this is getting interesting, Naruto said. The other three ninjas were looking around. This battle is out of our league. We have to leave. Just grab these two and leave, they said. The other two nodded. They had no other choice. They could not interfere in the battle. They knew they would only get in Yugito's way. But before they could leave, they were frozen. It was like they couldn't move their legs out of sheer fear. If you move a step further or even dare to touch those two, remember these words. I will kill you in the most horrible way possible, Naruto said, patting one of the ninjas in his shoulder. Am I clear? He said. The ninja nodded slowly in fear as sweat dripped down all of their faces. Now, don't be scared. You'll only be killed if you disobey me. But for right now, I'm having fun, Naruto said as he disappeared in a silver flash. Naruto was in a two-tailed form, looking at Naruto, who was right in front of her. She formed a Bijudama and pointed at Naruto and released it. Naruto smirked, seeing that. The Bijudama made contact and a huge explosion went off. Yugito smirked in a two-tailed cat form. Even if he has that eye that you speak of, Nibi, even he cannot come unscathed by that type of attack, she said. Nibi nodded, but she had a bad feeling. You're right. If that attack would hit, that is. They heard a voice right behind them. They widened their eyes. That's impossible. No one can be that fast. I released the Bizudam as quick as possible. Even the yellow flash wouldn't have that kind of speed, she said. Naruto smirked. The yellow flash, you say? Oh, you mean that bastard Minato. My original, I mean the king, also hates him, and so do I, so for speaking his name in front of me, I guess, since things are getting interesting, let me fight you with your own speciality, Naruto said. Yugito looked at him rather confused. What do you mean? She asked. You'll see. Open, Naruto said, as blue flames erupted around Naruto and came to his hands. Now, let's have a blast, he said. Yugito and Nibi were shocked. Nibi, I thought that blue flames were the Kekigenkai that only you could give the user, she said. Nibi nodded. Kurama does have affinity to fire, but you can never produce blue flames. You need extreme amount of heat to do so. Unless, Nibi thought, is amplifying the flames that the QB gives him by so much that they turn blue. Damn it, this is bad, Nibi said. How about it? Naruto said. Let's have a battle of firepower. This is the final attack. If you win, you win. But if I win, you know what the deal is, right? Naruto said. Yugito nodded. There was no way that she was gonna lose in a battle of fire. That was the specialty of Nibi. There was no way that she was gonna lose. Yugito, in a two-tailed cat form, formed a huge fireball made up of completely blue flames, pointing it at Naruto. This is the end, Naruto Uzumaki, Yugito said. Naruto smirked as he brought his hands out and his other hand at the side of his neck as an arrow of a blue flames formed. We'll see about that. Two tails, Naruto said, as if with still the sadistic grin on his face. As they both released their attack, there was a huge explosion. The trees around were completely burned, and there was nothing left except Naruto was flying in the air, looking at the destruction that his and Two-Tailed attack has caused. I must say, even for me, that kind of backlash would have been bad. Unlike me, she doesn't have the ability to teleport anywhere that she desires. So, she is most likely in a critical condition, Naruto said, as he teleported back to the ground. Now, where are you? Naruto thought, as he looked around and saw Yugito, barely able to stand. Her clothes were almost torn off, only leaving her barely covered in the chest and thighs area. Man, I would like to see those clothes off as well, but God can never give more than ask, he said with still the grin platter on his face. I win, and the deal is done. I'm gonna take those two, Naruto said as he turned around and waved at her. Bye. And the next time we meet, I suspect I won't be the one who's in control. But you're still a pretty fancy lady. If I'm still in control, let's have a drink or two. Not as an enemy, but maybe, let's see, sex partners, Naruto said with a smirk as he vanished. Yugito was rather surprised. The guy was funny and was taking everything too carefree. She smiled. She lost to an enemy that even Nibi herself was afraid of. Naruto appeared right in front of Zabuza and Kiyome. They both looked at him, a single silver eye staring at them. Zabuza, I would like to know how you're alive, but before that, he said, as he carried both her and Zabuza in his hands as he flew off. You can fly? Zabuza said. Yes, I can fly only in this form, but Chief will surely be able to achieve it someday, Naruto said. Zabuza was confused. Chief? What do you mean by chief, brat? Zabuza asked Naruto. Naruto smirked. I am not Naruto Uzumaki. I'm just someone, some sort of a power to him. And when he does achieve me, it'll be a blast, let me tell you that much, Naruto said. As soon as he said that, they were in a location that Zabuza didn't knew. How did we get here so fast? Zabuza asked. Kyome, on the other hand, was on her guard. Zabuza trusted this guy, but she didn't. She never trusted anyone. Naruto smirked. I teleported, but about that later. When I'm going to faint right now, so first, catch me. Second, tell the king what happened here, and about me as well. It's about that goddamn time, and he knows that he has a power to achieve his goals, Naruto said as he collapsed. Zabuza caught Naruto before he could fall as he looked at Kyome. We will stay with him for a while. As I told you, the one I was searching for was him, Zabuza said. Now that made Kiyomi's eyes widen. You mean the banished ninja that you wanted to recruit was him? She said. Zabuza nodded. Yes, this kid had so much potential. He defeated Haku, but right now he's probably stronger than me and you combined. That strength that he showed just there, it was at least above any of the 5 Kage currently, Zabuza said, as he carried the boy in his shoulder. The boy had removed the handcuffs and the chakra suppression seals on them, so they were free to do whatever they wanted. And they did. They went to a cave nearby and sat down, waiting until Naruto wakes up.